Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video. I know this is going to be a very popular video, as I have gotten information to just what the changes will be and when they will come. I'd like to thank you and thank everybody who reached out to me in the last month about this program. I mean, we all like to share information. Let's get that straight. But I felt I have an obligation now that you guys have, messaged me. It's like, yeah, it's sensationalism. Let's not lie. It is. It's going to be a popular video. I know that. But I also feel like you want me to tell the story and everybody wants to hear the story. So I feel privileged that, and I would sit there and tell you, I've had messages from at least 10 to 12 people. Yep, but the latest one is somebody that works for WW. Yes. I don't know her personally. It's more of she's been watching me a long time kind of thing. So she's like a coach, not in my area, of course. So it's not like we have a real big relationship. So it's just something that she wanted to get out there because I think she wants the love back for WW. And sometimes, and seeing the response I've gotten already, I think people want to change. And WW is absolutely giving it to them. When's this going to launch? In the next month, I think sometime in November. She didn't have an exact date, but she's thinking that maybe the latter part of November. But again, nothing's etched in stone. Honestly, they just got informed of this. Yep. This is all, this is all new to them. They're not even trained. So, but she wanted me to, because I think, like I said, bring the love to WW back, and this is the cry of the people. So, okay, they're doing this to simplify the program, make it more streamlined. Apparently, people have complications with too many choices, and they noticed that on blue, green, and purple, hence why they don't give those choices, because as much as it's nice to have choices, I think it does overcomplicate things. And I think they saw this really with the personal points. Here's this group of, 0-point foods, and you kind of get confused. You want this, you want that. So this is the program that does not have a name that I know of yet. She doesn't think it's going to be called Core. She thinks Core is the name they give to the online only. But again, we don't know that yet. But your 0-point foods, it will be the same for everybody. Yep, except with the exception of the diabetics, because that's they're going to have, I guess, a separate option if you choose the diabetic option. So for the non-diabetics, because I don't know the diabetics, is non-starchy vegetables, fruit, poultry, which includes turkey, of course, fish, tofu, which is all the proteins. Oh, I just gotta say the rest of the proteins. Non-fat Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. Non-fat cottage cheese, of course. Eggs, beans, peas, lentils, corn, and popcorn. That is everyone's 0-point food. So if you're looking for potatoes, if you're looking for oatmeal, if you're looking for brown rice, you're not getting that. You're not. As a 0-point food. Doesn't mean you have to not eat it. You just have to be accountable. I don't know if she was sure of the points. I think she said it was 23, but again, it's based on your age, height, weight. So everybody's points could vary. It's not like you're going to, not everybody who chooses, like in this plan, everybody chooses who got the same points. No, so it's going to vary, but she thinks it's around 23. It sounds very bluish if I had to sit there and say that. Everyone with the exception of diabetics will have the same 0-point foods. Points for activity is the only bonus points we'll get. You will not get points for water. You will not get points for eating vegetables. They wipe that out. Now, to me, they could have kept the water in because it was 1 stinking point a day. Just saying. I would have kept that in. Here's a really big one. It's going to streamline recipes because unless you're diabetic, the recipes are going to be the same for everybody. Hallelujah. That's music to my ears. It is, because but yet the app did adjust to it, but it streamlines recipes, so recipes are the same for everybody because everybody's on the same plan, basically, again. They are going to, for a while, let you keep personal points during this rollout, but by mid-December, they're cutting off personal points. They are. Now, you don't have to keep on personal points if, when the rollout comes out, you can go on the new plan. But if you're wanting to stay on personal points, you're only going to have another month to stay on personal points. Now, if you join during the rollout, you will not get the option of trying personal points. They will just give you this new plan. I think I wrote that. Yes, the new plan after the mid-December will be, everybody will be, the app will go. You won't be able to have the option of going on personal points come December, like mid-December, December 11th to 15th. I can't remember. Wasn't sure of the date. So, like I said, you could ease into the new plan, but you can't stay on the old plan forever. So what I've heard prior, as I had in a few weeks ago, basically is that plan. So is it going to make some people happy? Yes. Is it going to make some people sad? Yes. Not everybody's going to be happy with this change. I will address that there are people that like personal points. I get that. I do. And I understand that. I always try to be a little understanding because I know I bash personal points a lot. But I always say, I know it's me. I know it's me that's not adjusting to this plan. There's something about the plan that I just didn't connect with. But I also had 4 years on the blue plan. This definitely is the blue plan for me. It has all my 0 point foods that I've always loved. Remember, one big thing, and I don't think I said here, the algorithm is the same. The way we figure out points, so that's not changing at all. So that's pretty big. It's staying the same. So your points for things that you have are the same. Unless you're at a 0 point food and that you're not going to have. But if you figured out something, the points for foods that you love are going to be the same because the algorithm is still the same. So that is pretty big, I think, that they didn't change that. So that is all the information that I have. I wrote it down, so I was able to give you everything, clear and concise. Last night, I kind of knew some of this, but I didn't want to give out wrong information. Like I said, I pretty much trust her because she works for WW, that I believe that this is coming. Not that I didn't trust the other people, but you don't know what WW puts out there just to, tinkle the ivories and stuff. But this is somebody who's getting trained in this program. And I thank her, who shall remain nameless, for trusting me, and I think, though, she wanted, not for sensationalism, but for reassurance for people that were looking for this change. People left WW in droves because they did not like personal points. So this is hopefully going to at least get them to try the new plan. You try it. I'm excited. It's to me, that's the blue plan, the plan that I love. So I'm really super excited to go and have those. And it's a bonus because I did not have cottage cheese on the blue plan as a 0 point food. And I did not have popcorn. I had corn, just not popcorn. So I'm excited for that because my beloved beans are back, and fruit, which I don't eat a lot of, but it's nice to have it as a 0 point food when I have it one piece once in a while. But remember, you have daily points. If you're going to miss the potatoes, if you're going to miss the rice, if you're going to miss the pasta, you have points for that. You have weekly points for that. My one biggest advice to give you on the start of this new plan: make it a clean new plan. Don't sit there and avoid weekly points. Don't start off this journey with saying, I am not touching my weekly points. I will gain weight. You will not. Weigh and measure that rice, that pasta, those potatoes, and count for it. If you go over by a few, they don't put a plan out and give you points and expect you not to eat them. You're talking to a company that's dealing with people with food issues. So they're going to give them points and say, they won't eat them. Yeah, we all have a problem with food. I do. So yeah, if there's points there and I'm hungry and I want that, I know I can eat it. Would I suggest going in the negative of those points? Absolutely not. I always keep about, I'd say 15 to 20 that I might not touch, only because I grab food that I don't count for once in a while. Sue me. I do. I'm one of those people that I'm a person. It's a lifestyle. I'm not going to sit there and say, I can't have a couple of nuts because I'm on a diet. No, I can have a couple of nuts. So I save points at the end of the week just for those little snag things that I grab. I don't grab a lot of them, but I have to have a little reassurance in that bag. It's kind of like, would you spend all your money? No, you always leave that nest egg in there just for emergencies only. Well, maybe some don't, but I do. I always have that because maybe I wrote that check out wrong, or maybe I, debited more than I realized. There's always that cushion. It's like people who lose extra weight from their goal to have that cushion. So if I gain a few pounds, I'm still under my goal. It's the same thing with points. You need to keep a cushion, not all of them, but a cushion, and go into those weekly points for things that potatoes. Don't be afraid to eat them because you have to count them. And I will say, weigh and measure them. You should always know how much you're eating. You will. And eventually, I'm going to, if you do that enough, you know what the serving size looks like. I know what a cup of rice looks like. I know what 2 ounces of potatoes looks like because I weighed and measured it for so long that I now can eyeball it. But in the beginning, no, you absolutely should weigh and measure and get that accurate amount because, you could overstuff that cup. It's not a heaping cup. It is a level cup. We always say that like, as much as that cup will hold and it could be this high over the top. That's not a cup. You want it to be a little hill is not too bad, but you don't want it to be like 2 cups or a cup and a half. So absolutely don't feel like you're being punished for losing your rice or your potatoes or your pastas. You're not. You just have to count for them. And most of you, I would think if those are your 0-point foods, you had less dailies anyway. So look at it that way. If you're definitely getting more dailies if you had, I would think, rice and pasta. Even potatoes, because I didn't choose them, and I had 24 points. So I know that if you don't, you would get more. If you did choose them, you'd be under those points. So in reality, you can have them. You can. And that's what, we do here. We support you. We give you advice. We say things that maybe you need to hear, like, oh, wow, Dee kind of did make sense when she said that. We do it because when I chose from that screen, my dailies went in the teens. So, and I wasn't eating those foods every day. It's not something not that I did. Like the week I don't choose potatoes, I'd have potatoes twice that week. That's how it always went. So I figured I'm not choosing any of them. So I have the points when I have them. I don't have to feel bad about it. Like, oh, I don't know. So these are plain food. But you have the points. Take them. So start anew when this new plan, arrives, when you're starting it. Start incorporating a few weeklies here and there. Again, I'm not telling you to eat them if you don't want them. But if you're leaving points in the bank and you're hungry and you didn't have something because you think you didn't have the points, therein lies a little bit of a problem. I'm not sitting there saying, hey, have dessert every night. You have those weekly points. No. Should we have dessert every night? No, we shouldn't. But definitely a few nights a week, there's nothing wrong with a low point dessert. There isn't. I make mug cakes. I make little loaf cakes. I have half of that. I don't know if I ever say that, but most of the cakes I make that are like 3 and 4 points, you see them on apple cake. I most times only have half because honestly, half is enough. And it's enough. Why? Because I have it several times. It's not like I'm having it once a month. People on diets have stuff once a month. You're on a weight loss journey. You have to know how much you're having and you have to account for it. But you absolutely can have. Everything is on the menu. I always say go for the kid size too. If you're ever out for ice cream, go for the kid size. Will you be surprised that just having that taste is enough? And when you have something often enough, you desire it less. But that's what we do here at Dish with Dee. We give support and inspiration. And I share what I've learned on my journey. You didn't know that because a lot of you are new here. Y'all jumped on the Dish with Dee. And I'll give you a little quick history. I'm 56 years old. I lost 116 pounds in the Weight Watchers Blue Plan. It was freestyle when I joined. Things changed. I never expected to make a lifetime, but I did because I made it a lifestyle. I didn't expect to lose weight overnight. I let it happen. I enjoyed foods that I loved in moderation, and I had treats several nights a week. I didn't sit there and wait for a special occasion. If I wanted a little piece of cake, granted, I made mug cakes because I'm about a one and done. If I make a whole cake, the odds are I'm going to go back. It's know who you are. Know, what your limitations are. And for me, even still I've been lifetime since 2020, 2020, that famous year. I made lifetime in January of 2020. So here we are, 2022. And you think, well, just because you make a lifetime in gold doesn't mean that things like that aren't always going to be your Achilles heel. That chubby person still lives inside me. And I always have to remember that. and I remember the things that I've learned, and I definitely need to track my food. I know people think tracking is daunting. It is only daunting when you don't do it enough because you don't get into the habit. And to me, tracking is second nature. I track my food, I eat, and I use the quick ad. Hopefully the quick ad will stay because I love the quick ad. Because when you eat, when you're on plan, you know the points. I know when I sit there and I put my breakfast in, my bagel bun was 3, my egg was 0. I had a piece of Canadian bacon for 0. I had 30 grams of avocado. Breakfast, boom, eat. As quick as I did here is as quick as I do it there. And it makes me accountable. I track so I know how much more I could eat. Yep. You want to eat D? You got to know what's on your docket. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little insight. I will definitely update when I get more information. I will definitely bring that to you. Again, I don't want to be about sensationalism. It's not about that. It's about, I honestly love the WW plan. I did not love this plan. So if I could bring love back to WW and bring people with me, that's great. I don't work for them. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not an ambassador. I'm not a partner, though I tried to be, but I'm not. I'm just a girl who, this was what works for her. At 50 some years old, she lost 116 pounds. It was never about getting the goal for me. It was just about getting 50 pounds off, getting on the 100s again. But when I realized this plan was a livable plan, I knew I could do it. And I just needed to keep chipping away at it. And I did. I didn't realize, I had to do this in a certain amount of time. I just chipped away. And eventually I stayed with it. And I enjoyed, and going out to eat on this plan is so easy because there's so many good things. You can get fish, you can get chicken. But honestly, lean pork should be on here. I'm not gonna lie. I wish there was pork loin on this thing because a tenderloin, a loin is so low in fat. Truly is. But they don't listen to me. I mean, I know like the Boston butts and the shoulders are very fatty cuts of pork. But the tenderloin and the loin, yeah, sometimes it could be dry. I know how lean it is. But, if you're interested in this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's a subscribe right down below. There's a notification bell let you know when I upload and when I go live. I go live here a lot. We have weight loss chit chat. You saw it last night. We chat. We chat about our day. We chat about things. Because talking helps. Verbalization helps. And getting it off of our chest helps. So come to the lives and share with the rest of the gang. And we also have a fantastic Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. And everything is linked down below. My website, dishwithdee.com. I also have my old recipe blog, dishwithdee.org. I have all recipes on there. All really good, light, healthy, delicious recipes. I have cakes. I have tons of mug cakes. I have tons of mini loaf cakes. I just made a Jewish apple cake on Sunday's meal prep. I do like a really riff on a meal prep on Sundays. I don't always get it up, but I'm glad I got this one up because it was really fantastic. And I show you how to make a cake. And I'm all about small little cakes because I can't have a whole pan of it. Not ready. Maybe I'll never be ready. Who knows? But I'm going to end this here. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you think of these changes. It's interesting. I'm happy. I'm very happy. But I know a lot of you will not be. And that's okay. You have to address the elephant in the room that people like personal points. And I get that. But let me know again. Comments below. I've talked way too long. So thanks again. I will see you tomorrow for my review of Hungry Girls Simply Comfort Cookbook. Yes, I do cookbook reviews here as well. So a little bit of everything here. And we will see you Friday for Food Finds Friday. I do that every Friday. I go to a store. I pick out low point, healthier options, and you go shopping with me. So I have a ton of them. If you're new here, you should go check out that playlist. It's a lot of fun. I will dish with you another day. Thank you so much.